I actually grew up with SWAT cats, and it used to be one of my favorite shows when I grew up. I think like the best part of it was the soundtrack, the heavy metal music. Not a lot of other cartoons did it, and it was also very toxic masculine. You have like these two cats that were working in a repair shop, in a garbage dump, doing manly things in their off time, and then they dress up and they fly this fighter jet, and again they do a lot of toxic masculinity and the love interest as well. Like I remember when I was a kid, I really liked her. I mean, maybe that's what started me on the path of being a furry. My God, that cat girl was really hot. Um, but for some reason, the show was taken off the air. I understand it's not due to the fact that it wasn't popular, because the toys were selling quite well. Apparently, when you market to an actual demographic, you make a lot of money. But the thing was that it was expensive to make. The quality was phenomenally high. I mean, if you compare it to any modern cartoon, Swatcast just BTFOs them out of the water. The animations were insanely good. The voice acting was great, and even the storyline was quite good for a show, and for doing what it was supposed to be doing, right? Because like most episodes were tied into one another. Everything was like, if you could watch the episodes in any order, like there was no overarching story or anything like that. Um, so even with those drawbacks, it was still quite interesting to watch, and it still had a very good story. Um, but the problem is, like, if you're going to remake it today, I am deeply concerned. I'm like a journalist right now. When a right winger gets elected, I am concerned. And I gotta say, I hope it's not going to be woke. Okay, like that's my only prayer. I do have like a glimmer of hope, I guess, because I'm looking at the art style and it looks fucking cool, right? They're not going with the CalArts bullshit. That they're actually making something that looks good, which usually is a sign that it's not going to be woke. But I will have to see a little bit more. I will have to see the trailer. So the question is like, what would it mean for it to be woke? Well, okay. Insert a female character, like South Park says. Put a chick in it and make her gay, right? So like you'd have a new female cat, which looks plain, like below average, and she is amazing at everything. She can fly the jet in any of the seats. Like she can be the pilot, or she can be the co-pilot. Doesn't fucking matter. She's an expert at hand-to-hand combat. She is an expert with different types of weapons. Speaks 25 languages. And if she doesn't speak the language, it only takes her 1 day to learn it. Great with computers. Does magic hacking. Right? So that's the type of woke character that they can add. One that has absolutely no flaws. Another issue can also be like remaking some of the existing characters, like making the cat girl that I liked as a kid, making her ugly as sin, right? Because that's how you treat women with respect in fiction. You make them ugly as sin, preferably very strong, very like Abby from The Last of Us too. Yes, that's what you can do. So there are more things, by the way. Like it doesn't stop here. Fuck the police. Like that is a theme which you can see in a lot of woke ideologies, where like in SWAT cats you already have like a little bit of that, but they can always dial it to 11. And it's interesting because if they do that any person that complains and say, well, hold on a little bit, like I don't like the way they're talking about the police, they'll be like, well, yeah, but like SWAT cats was always anti-cops, blah blah blah. And it's like, yeah, like it had a little bit of that, because again, the two cats, they used to be in the police force. Like that's why it's called SWAT cats, is because they used to be part of the SWAT team, but they were unhappy with the way things were done, so they decided to take matters in their own hands, if I remember correctly, or they were expelled. Again, I forgot exactly what happened, but I think like they were expelled because they were too destructive, like they committed some sort of crime. Um, But whatever the case is, like they didn't see eye to eye with the average police officers. So like there is a little bit of that, but you can always dial it to 11. And if they start saying, the ACAB thing, and they're like, oh yeah, that would be woke. And then treating like woke themes into the cartoon, like mass migration, no borders, that type of thing. So that's my take. Like that is the woke bingo card that I use in order to justify. And of course, you can get like race swapping, though it's kind of difficult to do it when everything is a furry, right? I mean, the cats can be Asian, they can be Japanese, they can be white. Like it doesn't matter because again, like they're yellow, and they have white eyes. So theoretically, they can be any race. But that would go to show that yeah, it would be really woke if they, for example, the cat lady, they would make her black. And the thing is, like, woke writers would definitely do that. Like, they would literally go there. They would take a show that has, like, gender ambiguity. Sorry, they have racial ambiguity because they're furries. And they would go out of their way in order to make it racial. I can definitely see that taking place. But again, I have no idea if the writers are based or not. Like, literally, all they have to do is to keep the original. And if they do that, hell, I would watch their show. Like they always say, oh, it's made for kids. It's made for... Well, but why, though? Why is it made for kids? Why can't adults watch it as well? I got no other entertainment to watch right now. I would spend money, and I would spend my time watching SWAT Cats. Sure, why not? Well, what's the problem with it? As long as you're making it in a way that the original was made, I would watch it for nostalgia purposes alone. And hopefully, that they're not going to drop the ball on this. But I'm not that optimistic. Not that optimistic, chat. Oh, and please, for the love of God, like, this has nothing to do with wokeness. But I hope they're not going to do it. Don't make Zoomer jokes. Like, no Rick and Morty shit. If it's not too much to ask. I'm also going to be interested to see what new villains they bring. Like, that would also make it interesting. Huh? Probably... a villain that talks about environmentalism. That would be anti-woke, right? Because the SWAT cats are flying a jet. And the jet is polluting. That's not okay. Oh, God. Anyway, right. I need to go to my live stream now. Very important. So, let me know what you guys think. And as usual, I will see you in the comment section. And please don't forget to subscribe to the channel. It actually does help with the algorithm. It shows my annoying troll face to more people. So, take care.